Hiya my lovelies, today's video is going to shock you and leave you so annoyed. I do have to start by saying everything in this video is my opinion and opinions are not facts because I cannot be getting me sued by a big TV company. Okay, this is about a YouTuber from the UK called Megan Shaw, who got completely lied to by a famous TV show. She's only 18 and is a YouTuber who has 45,000 subscribers, and I feel so bad for her.
Freaking upset. I was like, I can't believe this big network came to me, took advantage of me, told me I was going to be filming something about dating websites, told me my video was hilarious all day. Behind camera we're like, yeah, expose them boys, like you've done nothing wrong, you are hilarious.
Sounds bad, doesn't it? Well, Megan uploaded a video called How This Famous TV Network Lied to Me with emails and vlog footage, and explains that in June last year her channel was just getting noticed, and she did a video called I photoshopped all my photos on Tinder and no one really noticed, and it was a kind of social experiment which everyone was doing at that time, and she just edits her photos to make her skin smoother and her bum look bigger, and she gave herself abs in a bikini photo too. So to be honest, just basically what everyone on Instagram does. As a result of that video, she got contacted by BBC Three, who said they were doing a video on online dating, and she actually included the email in her video, which says, we're looking to find people to talk about the different ways in which they've used dating apps in the series, and after watching your videos, I thought we'd get in touch. I watched your video about photoshopping your photos and posting them on Tinder, and I thought you'd be good for our series. So obviously Megan was super excited, unsurprisingly.
Oh man, guys, I can't explain to you how excited I was. You're a small YouTuber, this huge famous TV network wants to get you on their YouTube channel. Like, obviously you're going to be buzzing about that.
They kept saying how great she was and how much they liked her videos, and after explaining what the show was going to be like, Megan travelled to London expecting to sit down and talk about online dating, and then someone else would come out who had an opposing view and they'd talk about it.
They told me they really liked my video, they thought my video was really funny. I was like, oh my god, I can't believe this network has seen my video, they find it really funny, they want me to go and talk about online dating, and they basically told me what would happen is I would go in, I'd sit and I'd tell my story about what I did and then my opinion on online dating, and that basically someone would come out with a different opinion of online dating and we just have a bit of a chat about it.
Megan starts doing her interview and the producer was really friendly and encouraging, and in my opinion the comments on Megan's Tinder change photos are actually what this show should have been about, because wow. I'll leave a link to that video in the description as well as the one describing what happened. It was only when the producer said to her, but do you feel bad, that Megan was confused because she hadn't really done anything that different, and the photos, no offense to Megan, you could tell are photoshopped. So they bring out this other girl who's going to have the other opinion, and right from the start Megan starts to realise something isn't quite right here, because the other girl starts to explain she met a guy on Twitter, and obviously Megan had always been told that this was about dating apps.
Hi, I'm so and so, I'm going to tell you my story. I'm like, oh okay, here's me thinking she's going to found the love of her life. And she basically goes on to explain that she met this guy over Twitter, first of all. So I'm like, okay, Twitter. So we're not, the first thing she says, I met this guy on Twitter. I'm like, okay, so we're already not talking about dating apps. Was already very confused. I was like, okay, so you met this guy on Twitter.
The other girl had explained that she was catfished by a guy who had said he was a singer, and that she had found out because she was out one night and heard a song that he had previously said was his being sung by a totally different guy. So obviously she confronted him and he confessed that he had made it all up, and the girl explained how hurtful that was and that she thought it was very mean.
At the end of the story I'm like, oh my god, this is awful, but like, what? You haven't talked about Tinder, you haven't talked about anything. I'm really confused about what's going on. Like, yeah, your story's awful, but almost like, what do I have to do with this? And then at the end of the story she was like, so do you see why what you did is really wrong? And I was like, wait, sorry, what?
I honestly feel really bad for the girl being catfished, it must be horrible. But I honestly feel so bad for Megan. She's been so excited by this opportunity and they have tricked her into being on a completely different show, making her look like a horrible person. And the bit that gets me is the producers obviously knew that this was going to be upsetting because they had actually asked her mum about her mental health beforehand.
And asked if I was good in discussion, like would I get argumentative, would I do this, would I do that, asked my mum about like my mental health situation. because they're liars.
Which I find to be so disgusting. She's only just turned 18 a month before this. Of course, this is going to be massively upsetting. Obviously, Megan was totally stunned and spoke to the producers and said, "This isn't the show I was supposed to be a part of. What's going on?" And they basically brushed off what was going on and her fears that this show is going to make her look really bad. And it wasn't until she got the contract that she found out that the show was called Face the Consequences. So she was smart and went and watched an episode.
She looked at each other and they were like, "Oh frick, she's watched it." And they were like, "Yeah, but yours isn't going to be like that, and you were so nice to insert her name." And I was like, "Yes, but people will see the name and they will click on me and they'll be like, oh, no, people, I'm only small still, but people might know who I am, and that's not nice." And even if they don't, the comments on this video now that it's up, are just tearing this poor guy apart. And it's just like, if you're gonna rip someone apart like that, you need to make them aware. And I think this is why they asked me about my mental health and everything, because they knew they were kind of just lying to me and I was going to be made out to a bad person. They wanted to see if I could deal with it.
And this is what the show is described as on the BBC iPlayer app. Young people making reckless lifestyle choices come face to face with someone whose life was destroyed by this kind of behaviour. So yeah, not really I love your videos, it was really funny, ha ha, like she had been told the whole way up until she got there. Luckily, Megan was smart and said, "I don't want any part of this, it's going to make me look terrible," and said she had felt tricked into going, and they literally just said they hadn't felt that they had tricked her.
Last month, so pitting me against much older adults who have had extremely traumatic experiences was entirely inappropriate and totally irresponsible. Please can you get back to me as soon as possible so I can put this unfortunate experience behind me. And this guy did not give a
Megan has only just been able to talk about this as they required confidentiality even though she didn't go on the show. And I'm glad she is, because this is just really, really bad. It would be a whole different story if they had told her from the start what the show was really about, but the way that they kept encouraging her and being all pally is just gross in my opinion. I must say Megan is a very strong girl with a smart head on her shoulders for being so young, who was obviously very, very upset about it, but she still managed to handle the situation very professionally. If this was me, I would have been absolutely crushed. So what do you guys think to all this shadiness, and would you have handled it so well? I will leave Megan's channel in the description so you can go check her out. Let me know what you think in the comments section below, and if you could like and subscribe and hit the notification bell to become part of the notification squad, that would be awesome. See you next time.